after this, it will look so much easier. I promise. I know it looks scary. This is why a lot of people kind of, drop out and they stop learning Japanese. But like, I promise, honestly, I promise it's going to be very easy. I make it super easy and super fun. Okay? So, I know, Eduardo, don't worry, Patrick, everyone. I promise that it's gonna be nice and easy. Okay? So, let me... Don't make me nervous, okay? It's gonna be okay. Okay? Alright. So, do you know anything about verb conjugation? Verb conjugation, what is it? What is it? Okay. So, like... Okay, let me see. I started learning English at 9 and I had zero idea. I want to run from it. I know, yeah. So, verb conjugation is like, when you say, okay, let's see, like to play in English, it changes forms, like, play, played, plays, and playing, so on and so forth. Verb conjugation. That happens in Japanese too. Okay? But it happens a bit differently, as you know. Alright. Peppermint-san, for me, this is easier than remembering kanji, right? Okay, so let me just get into the meat of things. Okay, so I'm gonna just screen share like this. Alright, so in front of me, I know somebody just said, oh, it's a big chart. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's me? It is. I promise it's not scary, okay? So, when you conjugate Japanese verbs, you can't guess, okay? A lot of people just guess and, hope that, they get lucky. And, but, you shouldn't be doing that too much, okay? So, in order to master this technique, the first thing first, you need to know that we have 1, we have 2, and it goes on, and we have 3. This is number 3. We have 3 conjugation groups, okay? It's very important to know that. How many do we have? 1. That's the first one. Number 2. It's number 2. Don't worry if you don't understand anything. It's okay. It's okay. We will go through. Okay? It's gonna be super easy and it's worth it. Okay, this is number 3. So we have 3 conjugation groups. Okay? Only 3. We don't have like 4, 5, 6. So, okay? And this is my original file. Okay, I made this, by myself. Oh, do you want to see the cursor? Let me, you don't like it? Okay, let me see. Let me display my cursor so it's easier to see. One sec. The cheat sheet, property. Okay, one sec. Cursor on. Okay, so let me see. Oh, you guys are talking? Okay, so let me see. Japanese verb conjugation is easier than French. I guess it's true. And also it's easier than German as well. Patrick, and now that I look at this, it's not that bad compared to Polish. I guess so, yeah. Actually, surprisingly, Japanese verb conjugation is so much easier. I actually find it much easier than English too. So if you can speak English or any other Roman languages or any other languages, actually you'll find Japanese conjugation so much easier. So I promise, okay? Yurian, big chart means more information, right? Eduardo, Spanish speaker. Oh, okay. And conjugations, something I already know a lot. Okay, good. Excellent, excellent. Spanish conjugations are way more annoying from what I remember. Japanese was somewhat easier. Yes, true. Let's prove that today. Okay. So, oh, my chat just disappeared. Let me just put it back. Sorry. Live. Okay, live class. Okay, so going back. Now you should be able to see my cursor. So I was just saying that we only have one. We have two, and it goes on. This is still number two, and still number two. This is in a conjugation group number three. Only three groups. It's super easy. Let me show you. Let me show you why. Okay, I actually arranged this file very differently from like textbooks or like websites or apps and things like that, because I found it very hard to follow these study materials. So I arranged everything in my way to make it much simpler. Okay, and so sometimes I might say something very different from what you've already learned or what you read in textbooks, but that's okay. I'm just showing you the easiest way. Okay, so let's go. So let's talk about the first group here. It says lu. Okay, lu verbs, and it's a dictionary. What's that? Okay. The dictionary form is the most basic form. Okay. It's just like English infinitive. Infinitive is the most basic form, isn't it? Okay. So the dictionary form here is the most important form. You need to learn. You don't learn the mass form first. No, you learn the dictionary form. Why? You understand why later. Okay, a lot of beginners start from masu, and then later they get stuck, and because they cannot expand it anymore. Okay, so to help you with that, the most important form is the dictionary form, just like English infinitive. Okay, it's the most basic form, and you'll notice that, okay, here the color is orange here, and also I have like kind of blue color and a tear here, and what are they? Okay, as you can maybe guess, so these guys, this area is for like formal, polite sounding forms. Okay, and the orange ones, okay, here they're casual. Okay, that's like more informal. Okay, or I would say like more kind of like, it could be more neutral. Okay, to casual. Okay, so if you're like talking to a friend or someone you know well, you want to stick to the casual, so the orange ones. Okay, anyway, so the dictionary form itself is actually casual. Okay, when you speak it. Okay, so and okay, so lu verbs. Why do I introduce lu verbs in the first place? Like, why do I not start with u verbs, for example? Why? As you can see, this group looks crazy. It's just like, oh my god, there's so much to learn. Like, I'm not gonna learn that. Okay, so that's the very reason why I don't start with u verbs. Okay, I wanna start with this simple, super easy group, lu verbs. Okay, and you understand why. Okay, let's see. So why are they called lu verbs? Well, obviously, okay, they have lu. ru at the end, but it's not just, it's not just that, okay? Because if you see later here, this is a different group, okay? Verbs, right? It says verbs, but if you see this, hey, this word here, verb, okuru is to send, and like, hey, this one has ru as well, but it's not included in the first group. And then you see these guys, why? They have ru, and I'm so confused. Nothing confusing about it. Let me explain why. So the first thing first, if you want to identify ru verbs, the first thing you check is, does it have iru or eru? Okay, iru, eru endings. It's something that you've got to watch out for. Okay, so if you see here, taberu has eru. Neru has eru. Neru, right? Neru. Sorry, the pitch accent is neru, but it has eru. And miru has iru. And okiru has iru, and so on and so forth. You see, all of them are listed here. Of course, we have many more. We'll talk about these later, but I'm just showing you some examples here, very easy examples. You already know, I hope. So if you see, or if if it's pronounced with iru, eru endings, it's highly likely. Yeah, okay, it's highly likely. I'm not saying 100%. Okay, I say 90% here is actually higher. Okay, for for the like beginner level, it's about 95. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's very regular to me. But I just want to kind of say 90%. It's 90% plus. Ru verbs, meaning that we have exceptions. Exceptions. What are they? So if you see, okay, it says verbs, meaning, that's not the first group. Verbs, it's just a name. It's just a name, okay? And if you look at these ones, hashiru has iru, kaeru has eru, hairu has iru, so on and so forth. These ones actually have iru, eru, right? We just looked at it. Iru, eru sounding, iru, eru endings are highly likely to be ru verbs. But I said it's not 100%, okay? Meaning that they exist. These exceptions exist. But the good news is that, you can just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For this level, we only have 6 verbs. But if you go up, one more level, you have 2 more. But there aren't many. There aren't many exceptions. Okay, so if you see iru, eru ending verbs included in here, they are actually exceptions, and they belong to this group, verbs, second group. We're gonna ignore this. We're gonna ignore verbs for now. Okay, we're gonna go back to this first group, verbs. Okay, so we're gonna just ignore the exceptions, and we're gonna just only talk about the first group, verbs. Okay, so if you see, okay, it has ru, but it's not just it's not just one condition. It's got to be iru, eru. Okay, iru, eru endings. And also, they are not the exceptions listed here. Exceptions are actually super easy to memorize. I even have a little story here, mnemonics story, which is very easy to remember. You will get this file, okay? You will get this, so you can study at home. Maybe you might need to rewatch this session, just to kind of process it, okay? So going back here, so iru eru endings, and okay, taberu is not one of the exceptions. So what do I do next? Okay, the first thing you need to do is to get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of ru. Okay, this goes away, and you keep what's left. Okay, here we have tabe, and this one has ne, and mi, oki, ake, and shime. Okay, why do I do that? Because this is the most important part for conjugation. Okay, so we keep this part and we will name it as the stem. Okay, this is the stem. Okay, the stem, it doesn't change. The stem is very consistent. As you can see, the stem. Okay, so what I want to say is that once you get a ru verb, get rid of that, keep the stem, and copy and paste. It's not that. But the thing is, like, the stem is very consistent. It will not change. Okay, this is a very good thing. Okay, because if you go to this group, it's a nightmare. Okay, so that's why I don't want to talk about this yet. I don't want to talk about the second group, u verbs, yet. Okay, so let's go here again. So let's go from this, I say present, but again, this is the present tense, but as you see the color, it's meant to be polite. Okay, and this too, I say past tense, past, but it's a polite form, and so on and so forth. So the first one, I'm sure you're already kind of familiar with what this is. So what you do is, okay, keep the stem there and just attach masu. I mean, when we say tabemasu, we don't really say u, but when I'm saying masu, I just say masu for now. Okay, otherwise it sounds really weird when I explain. Okay, so stem plus masu here to make the present tense, and this is the polite present tense. Okay, so tabemasu. And you'll be wondering, like, oh, what is the present tense, the casual present tense? That's the dictionary form. Okay, so they're like, so this is the casual, and that's the formal version. Okay, and then let's go here. Past tense, again, the past tense, as you can see the color, it's polite. Okay, so it's very easy. Masu just changes to mashita. Okay, so masu, and it's gonna sound similar. Mashita, so tabemashita, I ate. Tabemashita. Okay, and I give you a little trick here. Every time you want to get the past tense, the little hint here is always pasta. Okay, does it make you hungry? Pasta. Okay, every time when it's the past tense, this happens. Pasta. Okay, even here too, like past negative, if you see pasta right there, pasta right there, pasta right there. Okay, super easy. Okay, and so let's go back here. Okay, so we were talking about the past tense, but it's polite. Okay, masu changes to mashita. Okay, so 食べました。Okay, it's the past tense. And let's go to the negative form. So negative, I don't or I'm not going to. Okay, so again, keep the same stem and ません. So ます changes to ません when it's negative. Okay, so 食べません, I don't eat. Okay, let me see. In my case, if I say チーズを食べません, I don't eat cheese. Sad, isn't it? Because I'm allergic. チーズを食べません. Okay, so that's negative. So for now, ます、ました、ません. Okay, so 食べます、食べました、食べません. Let's go to the next one. I wanted to put the negative and past negative next to each other. You understand why? Because if you see 食べません and it's exactly the same. So 食べません、食べませんでした. You see this? た、pasta. Again, it's the past tense. Okay? So, right now we have 食べます、食べました、食べません、食べませんでした. I didn't eat. 食べませんでした. Past negative. Okay? Right now, 食べる、食べます、食べました、食べません、食べませんでした. Okay? So it's nice and easy. So if you wanna sound polite, okay, you will be using this. Okay? But the thing is, it's good to it's important to be able to switch, formal to casual, and you will actually need to learn both anyway. Okay? So right now, ます、ました、ません、ませんでした. Okay? So of course the same thing happens here too. I'm not gonna go through everything, but you will see patterns here. So I'll do this one. I'll do just this one. I'll do this one for you. Sorry, my brain's like fried. Okay, so 寝る. The step is first. いる, 得る has 得る, fine. Already sounds like a verb. Okay, and of course it is. But of course, let me just double check. 寝る, 寝る, 寝る. It's not listed. Good, so we are safe. Okay, so we can safely say that it's a verb. Verb is just a name. Okay, name of the group. What you do, get rid of that. Keep the stem. Stem doesn't change throughout. Okay, once you get this, get to the present tense, of course, polite form, just attach ます. That's it. So 寝ます. I sleep. Well, cats sleep all the time. So 寝ます. 寝ました. So ます changes to ました. So 寝ました. I slept. 寝ません. I don't sleep. Or I'm not going to sleep. Okay, 寝ません. And 寝ませんでした. I didn't sleep. That's true though. For me, 寝ませんでした. Because I was, nervous. I couldn't sleep last night again. Okay, so is everyone okay? Let me check the chat. Sorry, I couldn't interact when I was in the zone. Let me see. Okay, you guys are quiet. Okay. So same as Spanish. Okay. So let's okay, all the cats are lactose intolerant. Right. Eduardo, the past negative is all a conjugation in one. Good point. Good point. You kind of have to get there later. Yeah, I know. So let me continue. Okay, you want to say something? No, don't worry. It's good to focus. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I want to just for for the people who want to kind of watch the archive. I kind of want to keep going. I'll talk to you guys later. If you guys have any questions, of course, I will answer questions later. Okay. Okay, Patrick. This kind of sounds as if it was past tense of this. That's a tricky question because it's not always so. Okay, this is past tense is not always deshita. It's like it's very specific to different type. For example, like if you pick an adjective like e adjective, so if you say kawaii desu, the past tense is not deshita. Kawaikatta desu is the past tense. So I don't want to say this is past tense is always deshita. It always changes. Aurora, hi, you're here. I know. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, I'll go back to the class, and I'll if you have questions later, I will check the chat. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, so here we go. I'm here again. All right. So I'll show you a chart. I mean, it's a list. Okay, of verbs here. Sorry, not that. let me just figure out one sec. I had it all set up. It's all changed. Sorry. Okay. Live. This is live. Okay, my chart just disappeared for now. Let me find it for you. Did I close it? Let me see. Yeah, that's the one I wanted to show you. Somehow it switched. Okay, one sec. Property. Oh yeah, it's locked. One sec. Let me just get that for you. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know, like it's actually there. It's weird. Okay, we go. Okay, sorry about that. So, I have a list of verbs. Okay, as you can see. Let me just look at it for you. Here we go. So it's just like a list of verbs. Actually, want to make a better version. It's only a website. It's not my website, but I'm thinking of making a better list because it's a little bit confusing for learners. As you can see here, if you see this, aku is to open and akeru is to open. You know, it's actually aku is like something opens, and akeru is to open something. So you know, I'm going to make a list of verbs and with better definitions. But for now, you know, I didn't have time to do that, so I'm gonna just use this website to look at, you know, the list of verbs. Okay, so let me take a look at the first one. Let's see. So if you look at this, oh, it doesn't even qualify. It doesn't even qualify to be a ru verb because it doesn't have iru, eru, right? And let me see. So I'm gonna just kind of skip this. Okay, so if you see this, okay, aru, it says to possess. I mean, it's to be as well. It doesn't have iru, eru, right? So it's not a ru verb. Skip. But then if you see this, yeah, we actually talked about these two before, but just to clarify, let me look at it. Okay, so iru here. Iru, one is to need. And iru, both of them, you know, have the same, you know, sound. Iru and iru, and but the definitions are different, right? To exist. To give you the quick answer, iru is, even though it has, you know, the sound iru, it's one of the exceptions. That is why they are conjugated differently. Okay, so iru, to exist, is a ru verb. Okay, because it's not one of the exceptions. Okay, so of course, you know, what the first thing you do is get rid of that, get rid of ru, and you go imasu, imashita, imasen, imasen deshita. Okay, so that's that. Let me go back. Yeah, transitive and intransitive, it is. Let me see. So I'm going back here. Good. Yeah, you know the terms, transitive and intransitive. Yes, we have a lot of them. We have so many. And it's crazy. I know. Okay. So let's continue. Yeah. So we just talked about the masu, mashita, masen, masen deshita. Let me just move to the next one. And you'll be like, hey, what's that? Te. Te form. The te form is used for so many things. Okay, we use this te form for so many different things, and right now we're gonna just learn this as the te form. Okay, otherwise it's gonna confuse you so much. I'm gonna just say this is the te form, that we use it for different expressions, different patterns, different situations. Right now the te form is the te form. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, so the good news is that we already know this, the stem, and since it's the te form, just attach that. Tabete. Nice and easy. Okay, so te form. Let's move on. So now we're gonna go into of course the past tense, but as you can see, the color changed. Okay, we had the past tense, but it's the polite past tense, which was tabemashita, and the casual equivalent of that is this. Okay, what do I do? Super simple. Again, the stem, it doesn't change. Okay, and since it's the past tense, again remember, pasta. Okay, tabeta, I ate. Okay, and there's another reason I put te and ta next to each other. Why? Because they sound very similar and it's easy to remember the two. Okay, this is the same. Even if you go here to this, unknown territory, verbs, and if you look here, te, and I have the past tense too. But if you see this, once you figure out the te form, te, ta, buy one get one free. I call this buy one get one free because once you get the te form, you get the past tense for free. Okay, so te, ta, te, ta, te, ta. Sometimes de, da, but it's always a conversion. It's super easy. So that's why, and going back here, I put the te form and the past ta next to each other just to save your time and brain space. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the negative form. Negative, but of course, again, look at the color, it's casual and it's super easy because again, the stem plus nai. I'm sure you've heard of this word, nai. Okay, nai is just a suffix to make it negative or auxiliary verb. It's just a suffix. Okay, tabenai. So I don't eat, or I'm not going to eat. Okay, tabenai. So negative form. And moving on here again, past, again, pasta. 食べなかった. I didn't eat. Okay, so ない always changes to なかった. Okay, this is like 100%. So ない changes to なかった. Okay, nai's past tense, of course it's going to be past negative, so nai's past tense is always なかった. This behaves exactly like e adjectives. Okay, so 食べなかった, I didn't eat. I didn't eat breakfast. So 朝ごはんを食べなかった, I didn't eat breakfast. Okay, and the next one, here we go. So I wanna eat. Thai form, super easy because you just need the stem again and attach this thing. 食べたい, I wanna eat. Okay, So it's super useful. Okay, nice. And the thing is, like, you don't even have to, you don't have to even, do the, you don't have to go through these, because this is exactly the same. Because if you go here, okay, get the stem plus masu, so okimasu, stem plus, again, masu changes to mashita, so okimashita, I woke up, okimasen, so masu, mashita, masen deshita, okimasen deshita, I didn't wake up, I didn't get up. And te form, nice and easy, stem plus te, easy. And again, stem plus ta, because of pasta, or just a te ta conversion, buy one get one free. And negative, super easy, negative nai, so oki, stem plus nai, I don't get up, I don't wake up, or I'm not going to wake up. Past negative, I didn't. So nai always changes to nakatta. Nakatta conversion is 100%. Okay, so I didn't. Okinakatta, I didn't wake up, I didn't get up. And tai form, I wanna. Oki, stem plus tai, I wanna wake up. Okay, so that's that. Nice and simple. Okay, I hope. All right, so if you go, let me see, if you go to the list again, let me see, let me just look at my list as well. Okay, so if you go to the battlefield, I call this the battlefield because it looks scary. Okay, if you look at here, let's see, umareru. Okay, first thing first, let's check. Umareru, eru. It already sounds like a ru verb. Umareru already sounds like a ru verb, and it is. Okay, I'm gonna save you time by not looking at the exceptions list, but any 4-syllable verb with iru, they are not exceptions, meaning that they are always ru verbs. Okay, so meaning, okay, so the process will be, okay, since we know that it's a ru verb, get rid of that, keep what's left. And this is the stem, remember? So it's umare, and you can go umaremasu, umaremashita, umaremasen, umaremasen deshita. I know it's weird, but like, I'm just practicing. It doesn't really mean anything, okay? And the te form, umarete, umareta, and umarenai sounds weird, but umarenai, umarenakatta, umaretai. Okay, so that's the process. So like when you see another like ru ending ones, don't just start conjugating yet, because if you look here, okay, so kakaru, it's not a ru verb, even though it has ru, it doesn't have iru eru, right? So you can tell right away, okay, this one conjugates differently. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so let me just go back. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Just going through the chat. Let me see. Okay, so let me see, Patrick. Sometimes I think like half of the verb usage in Japanese is a te form. Not always. Eduardo, what's the te form? I just explained it earlier. Yeah, like the te form is used for so many different things, so don't worry about it right now. Let me see. Yeah, Patrick, wait. So the te form is just the past tense. Past form of te instead of ta. Let me see. Patrick, wait, so te form is just the past form with the te instead of ta. I don't know what you mean by that. Let me see. So let me just clarify. Okay. So I just put them next to each other, Patrick. Okay. It's just because it's easier to memorize. Okay. Once you have the te form again, Eduardo, te form, right now, you don't have to worry. We just learn it as the te form because the te form is used for different expressions and patterns and like a million different things. So right now, I'm not gonna even talk about, how to use a te form yet. Right now, it's just easier to just like, okay, learn it as a te form. That's it. And Patrick, I put te and ta next to each other. It's just because it's easier to memorize. Only that. They're not connected or anything. Okay? Past tense, casual, it's just a past tense, casual. It's just this minimal conversion just makes it easier to memorize and remember, if that makes sense. Okay? So if you just want to simply say, I ate, or I slept, or I watched, sometimes it's easier to think about a te form. Okay, not for ru verbs, but once you get to u verbs, sometimes you have to take the step here, one step which is the te form, and then convert it to the past tense. Might be the easiest way. So that's why I put te and ta next to each other, and you will understand this later. Okay. So let me see. Let me go back to the chat. Let's see. Okay, Urian, still have to go through that, but it doesn't look that it's not complicated, Urian. You should be fine. Zeren for u verbs only. I know, yeah, Zeren, you know what's coming. I know. I had a te form from master form. No, te form and master form are not connected, so you kind of have to forget, what you've learned before to make it easier. Okay, if you want. Te can use with ta to tabeteta. No, that's a different thing. It's present continuous. So present continuous and past continuous are teiru and teita. That's for another day. Okay, peppermint. Urian. So basically check iru, and then you can start working. Yes, I will have to check the VOD. Yes, yeah, Urian. I will make the file or files available for download. So it will make better sense if you watch it again or hear this again. Okay. Going back. Sorry if I missed any chat. I've got a lot to go through, so I don't really have time today. Okay. I'm doing my best here. All right. So once you get used to conjugating ru verbs, you should be familiar with endings like masu, mashita, masen, masen deshita, and teta, na, inakatta, tai. Okay? You've got to get used to, the endings or suffixes first. And then you'll be ready to go to this. Okay. This is gonna be fun, isn't it? U verbs. U verbs, what are they? Okay. U verbs are not ru verbs, simply. Okay. It says u verbs, but it's just a name. Of course, some books say godan verbs, but for learners, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna just stick to this term u verbs. Okay, just so that you don't get confused. And it's just a name. Okay, it's just a name to identify what's what. Okay, it doesn't really mean something too deep. Okay, so u verbs, obviously they don't have iru eru apart from the exceptions. Okay, the exceptions are listed here, and I even made it easier to memorize what's what. So we're gonna talk about this a little bit later. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go to this one first. Okay, so kaku. Kaku is to write. Okay, you don't have to know any of the definitions. What I want you to do today is to learn how to conjugate. Okay, so kaku. Obviously it doesn't have iru eru, so pretty much automatically goes to the second group, u verbs. And there's one more thing you've got to be aware of, which is, let me just scroll through. Okay, the third group, irregular, I don't really talk about this right now because we only have two verbs. Suru, to do, and kuru is to come. Okay, we only have two verbs, and we're gonna ignore them for now because they're very easy. Okay, so of course, if you want to conjugate verbs, the first thing first, you need to see if it has iru or eru, and if it has iru eru, just double check if they belong here or not. If they belong here, they are u verbs. If they don't belong to the exceptions, they are lu verbs. So it's very easy to conjugate. Okay, and other ones like this, kaku doesn't have iru eru, and so kaku, and also they are not these irregular verbs. Okay, so that means most of the verbs actually belong to u verbs. I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, but you will actually enjoy conjugating u verbs because it's actually fun. Okay, it's actually more challenging to do it. Okay, so you will like it, I hope. Okay, so let's get straight to the conjugation here. So kaku. If you want to go to this section, so again, present tense, of course, if you look at the ending, masu form. Okay, and how do I get the masu stem? Okay, masu stem is this part. Okay, here you must have I'm sure you've noticed that I said masu stem. I didn't just say the stem. Okay, because for u verbs there's no consistent stem, and it will kind of keep changing. So when I say the masu stem, I'm talking about this part, and the masu stem is actually used for other things too. It's not just for the polite forms. Okay, so it's extremely useful to know this term. Okay, because I'll be always saying, oh, masu stem, all the time, and you will know what I mean by that. Okay, and of course, for lu verbs, this is the masu stem, and it's exactly the same as the stem. Okay, but with these guys, for u verbs, it's not gonna work like that. Okay, so again, the dictionary form is the most important form. Why? That's how you know which conjugation group it belongs to, and once you identify the conjugation group, you can start conjugating. Okay, so kaku. To get the masu stem, what you do is look at this dictionary form and then change the last u vowel sound, kaku, u to e. So u to e conversion. Okay, change the last u vowel sound to e. So kakimasu. Okay, kakimasu. And after that, it's super easy because you already know it. Keep the stem, masu stem, and then kakimashita. Kakimasen. Negative. You already know masu, mashita, masen, and masen deshita, kakimasen deshita. So you get to just like keep the masu stem, and by figuring out the masu stem, you actually unlock this, and this, and one more. Right here. Takes the masu stem too. Kakitai. I wanna write. Kakitai. You can go here too, because I say masu stem plus tai. Okay? So that's like, oh wow, okay. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, columns open. Like, oh wow, that's not too bad. Huh? Okay. And let me see. Let me just pick another one. So oyogu. Oyogu is to swim. And we do the same thing. Let's do this step by step. So oyogu, u. Okay, against the dictionary form. Dictionary form always has the u vowel sound. U to e conversion to get the masu stem. Then once you get the masu stem, bam, it's easy. Oyogimasu, oyogimashita, and oyogimasen. Oyogimasen, negative. Okay. Oyogimasen deshita, I didn't swim. And if you wanna say, I wanna swim, oyogitai. Okay, masu stem plus tai. Okay, I wanna swim. So if you say, 今日 today, 今日泳ぎたい. I wanna swim today. Okay, I don't know if it's warm, if it's cold, right now, but I guess maybe, I don't know if it's too early for swimming. All right, so that's that. Okay, so getting the masu stem is pretty straightforward. Okay, but to do that, you actually need to know the dictionary form. Okay, you can't just go straight to the masu form because it's gonna stop you from figuring out the te form, ta and nai and things like that. You kind of have to go back, to the dictionary form anyway to do that. So it's not very efficient. I mean, some people might do it. I'm not saying that my method is always perfect, or I'm just doing this to save your time. Okay. So that's that. Okay, so let's go here. Te form. And when it comes to verbs and the te form, it's not that easy, okay? But I made it as easy as possible, okay? So, as you can see, I say 4 patterns. 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, okay? And that's why Lu verbs were so much easier, because you got the stem and you could go directly to the te form. It was easy. But when you're conjugating u verbs, it's not gonna happen. Okay, that means you need to know the 4 patterns I list here. Okay, so the first pattern is super easy. Okay, again, go back to the dictionary form. Okay, always the dictionary form. Okay, so su ending. Su ending is pattern number 1. What is it? Sushi pattern. Sushi. Okay, sushi pattern is my pattern number 1. Okay, su just changes to shi. So hanashi, and then since it's a te form, put te right after it. Hanashite. Hanashite is a te form. Again, as I said, once you get the te form, buy one get one free. You just change the last te to ta, just to convert it. Okay, the past tense is just a past tense. Okay, but casual past tense, I just put them next to each other because it's easier to remember and easier to convert. That's all. Okay, instead of learning them separately, which is gonna take so much time and it's not very efficient to do so. I mean, some people might prefer it, it's fine, but like for me, it's just like, okay, it's more like energy saving to have them next to each other because it's easier to remember. Okay, so buy one get one free. Once you figure out the te form, e, a, te, ta conversion to get the past tense casual. Okay, so hanashita, I spoke, or I talked. I'm talking too much. Anyway, so that's that. So pattern number 1 is su, shi. Okay, I even have a little mini cheat sheet here. Te form patterns. Of course, for verbs, su, shi is pattern number 1. Okay, so if you go let me go to the battlefield here. Let me just get this sushi. Let's find a sushi. I see my sushi here. Okay, so kesu. Kesu has su, right? As soon as you see the su ending, you know the te form. Sushi, so keshite. Keshite is the te form. And you can quickly figure out the past tense as well. Past tense casual. Keshite becomes just keshita. Okay? Right here. I see my sushi here. Su, shi, sashite, te form. Sashite. Nice and easy. Okay. Again, su ending. Automatically you know. Sushi, dashi, dashite. And of course, if you wanna change it to the past tense, dashita. Let me see. I'm gonna go. Give me some su. Okay, we had that before, so I'm gonna skip. Okay, here we go. So, watasu, su, sushi. So watashi, watashite is the te form. Okay, and watashita is the past tense, of course, casual. Okay, so that's that. Let me quickly look at the chat. Okay, the chat is going a bit crazy, so I'm gonna get to that later. Okay, so I can't do too many things. All right, we go. Back to my thing. Okay, so sushi, easy. That's 1 out of 4. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, let's go to the second one. The second pattern is ku and gu. Okay, ku, gu endings, but not this one. Iku is the only one trader. Iku is the only one trader. Which follows a different pattern. So we're gonna just ignore him for now. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll get back to you later. Okay. All right. Ku and the voiced version gu. Okay. What are they? How do they change? So if you see here, kaite. So kaku changes to kaite. And how do I remember that? This is my mnemonics. Ku trying to be i. What's that? Ku trying to be E. What's that? Let's see. Okay, so if you go here, just to imagine or visualize this ku, okay, this hiragana letter, character, trying to be E, okay? This letter is really trying really hard to transform itself to be E. Okay, why do I say that? Because a lot of people think that it's just a vowel change, but it's not. I'm not talking about kakite. I'm talking about more like visual or more like physical change. Okay, so ku, trying really hard to be E. Ku, trying to be E. Okay, so you change this ku, to be E. So kai, and kaite, since it's the te form, kaite is the te form. Okay, ku trying to be E. And you do the same thing here. Ku, trying to be E. Okay, ki, it's trying to be E. I'm not talking about ki. I'm talking about E. Again, that's why I say ku, trying to be E. So ki, kite is a te form. Ku, trying to be E. What about the voiced version? Voiced, gu. What is it? How does it change? Does it change the same way? Very similar. Okay, gu. Okay, gu is also trying to be. Gu is trying to be E. Oyoi, and the last te just changes to the voiced version, which is de. Oyoi de. Okay, still ku and gu trying to be E. Okay, so oyoi de. Okay, so but again, iku, even though this one has ku, well, it's a traitor. So this one doesn't like to follow this ku trying to be E pattern because maybe iku thinks that it's not cool. Okay, I'm different. Okay, I want to do something else. Okay, so we're gonna ignore him for now. Okay, we'll get back to you. So that's that, right? And of course, once you do the te form, buy one get one free. So kaite, kaita, and kite, and oyoide, de, vowel change, is exactly the same. So oyoide changes to oyoida. But of course, I did talk about like pasta, ta. I mean, pas. Sometimes it's da. I mean, it's close enough. Okay. So that's that. Okay, that's 2 patterns out of 4. That's not too bad. That's like halfway through. Wow, great. Let's go to the third, mu. Okay, mu and bu endings. Mu and bu endings. In this case, I have nomu. Nomu. My pitch. Nomu and asobu. Of course, I'm only listing 2, but of course there are many more. Ending. If I list everything, then there will be like 10 pages. So I'm just selectively listing examples here. Okay, so mu and bu endings. Okay, how do I conjugate these ones? Okay, here the key phrase or mnemonic here is nom nonde. Okay, nom nonde. What's that? Nomu is to drink. Okay, nomu to drink. And nomu changes to nonde. Okay, so we want to just kind of use this nomu to nonde as a reference point. Okay, we use this as a reference. Just to make it easier, we will just memorize this as nom nonde. Nom nonde. And you will use it as a reference point, meaning that whenever you have mu and bu endings, you will change mu, bu to nde and nde. So in this case, if you look at asobu, bu. Okay, mu, bu endings take nom nom nonde pattern, okay, meaning that you change the last mu of bu into nde, asonde, okay? So that's the trick. Nom nom nonde is my pattern number 3. And mu bu. And I have I have a nu here. Nu actually takes nom nom nonde too, but there's only one verb, which is shinu. Shinu is to die. Of course, you might have heard, shinu and shinda, so on and so forth in in video games and like anime and manga, so on and so forth. Yeah, but the thing is, like in in like everyday conversation, shinu, to die, is a bit too direct. So of course, it is a good idea to know that shinu or nu ending is only one verb. Conjugates the same way as mu bu, and it takes nom nom nonde pattern. You don't really need to learn. Okay, if you want, you can, but I just want to keep things as simple as possible. So that's why I just want to stick to mu, bu endings, and I just want to kind of ignore this for now. Of course, if you want to, of course you can, learn it too. But then it will add one more element, and then that will take more space. Okay. So yeah, pattern number 3 is nom nom nonde. Okay. So that's that. Right. Let me just go to the battlefield and see how this works. Of course, I didn't do the ku trying to be. Let's do ku trying to be e and nom nom nonde together. Okay. Right. So let me just go to the list. Okay, we go. We go. So we're going here again. So, right now, okay, I see naku. Okay, right now, don't worry about the definition again. Today we just want to focus on how it conjugates. Okay, so as soon as I see this guy, ku trying to be e. So like visualize this trying to be e. So naite is the te form, and if you want to go to the next one, naita is the past tense. Okay, and just go to any random ku and gu and mu bu. So right here I see bu, tobu. Always just look at the end. Bu mu bu endings, mu bu endings. Nom nom nonde pattern. Nom nom nonde pattern. Nomu changes to nonde, meaning that bu changes to nde. So tonde is the te form. Of course, it's de, but te, de, close enough. And of course, tonda is the past tense. Okay, so that's that. And here, okay, I see another bu ending, bu, mu, bu endings, nom nom nonde pattern. So this becomes nde. So narande is the te form. Okay, let's go here. Let's compare the two. I'm talking about end. Okay, the end. So ku ending. This one's not the ending. Okay, so ku, gu endings trying to be e. So tsui, tsuite is the te form, and tsuita is the past tense. I arrived. Okay, in this one, no, you can't do that. Okay, because for the te form you have to look at the end. Okay, right now it doesn't have su, it doesn't have ku, gu, mu, bu. Right now we don't know how to conjugate this yet. Okay, but let's go to Okay. Do I have any more? Let me see. Mu ending here. Mu. Sumu. Sumu to live. To live somewhere. Not like living, like just living or breathing. It just means to live somewhere. Mu. Again, mu, bu endings, nom, non, de. Non, de. So, nde, sunde is the te form. Okay, sunde, of course, tsunda is the past tense. Okay, so if I say London ni sunda means like I used to live in London, which is true, as you could maybe tell from my accent. I lived everywhere. So anyway, so that's that. Let's go back. Ooh, let's see. Yep. Oh, I know. It's a lot, huh? But it's worth it. It's like once you go through this, it makes things so much easier, and a lot of things will start to make sense. Okay? But if you don't know this, it's just like you're always kind of guessing or like just memorizing random things, and it's not gonna make any sense. Okay? So just bear with me. I promise that it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super easy. Okay? So we're gonna continue. Let's go here. Right. So right now, okay, we actually already went through three patterns out of 4. Ha! There's only one more left. Okay, so let's go and see what that last one is. Okay, the last one is ha, the most common pattern. Why didn't you introduce it earlier? I didn't introduce this one earlier, for a reason, or for many reasons. Okay. Okay, let's see. If you look at the end, and any verb. Okay, you look at the end here, any verb. Okay, so I'm gonna just pick this one, and I just want to quickly, go through, to see if it has, any of the patterns we went through. So su ending, sushi, it's not there. And ku, gu, trying to be e. Well, ku is in the middle, but not at the end. So, okay, ku, gu, trying to be e is not, happening here. And mu, bu endings, okay, it's not there. So then it means that it belongs to the last pattern, which is the most common. The most common pattern, as it says, it is the most common pattern, and you will be dealing with this a lot. Okay? But why did I not introduce the most common pattern in the first place? Because then you forget about these guys. Okay, sushi, kugu, trying to be e, mu, bu, nom, non. They are also common, pretty common too. So if you go straight to the most common, then you kind of forget about how to, conjugate, on su ending or kugu, trying to be e, mu, bu, you kind of forget about how to get the te form for these ones. That's why I only introduced the most common at the end. Oh, at the end, I mean, after, the first 3 patterns. Okay, so then, okay, you look at this and, it doesn't have su, it doesn't have ku, it doesn't have mu, bu, right? So then, it takes the most common. What do I do? Okay, as soon as you know that it takes the most common, the first thing you do is you slash. Okay, you get rid of the last letter. It's not going to remain. Okay, get rid of that, and so on and so forth. Okay, and replace it with little tsu and te. So for okuru, get rid of this one and replace it with little tsu te. So okutte. Okay. For utau, get rid of that. Utatte. Okay, utatte. using the most common. Okay, it is the most common, so you will see them a lot. Okay, and again, of course, once you figure out the te form, buy one get one free to get the past tense. So if you want to say okay, for example, if you went to karaoke, or in Japanese it's actually karaoke, but if you do some karaoke and you went singing, then utatta is the past tense. Okay, so the most common, let's go here. So yeah, I know it's a bit annoying, that we have to go through the 4 patterns, but you will get used to these. Okay, if you don't know them, it's just like really hard to learn this language. Okay, so te form patterns, of course, for verbs, you get here, and as soon as you get here, it says 4 patterns. What are they? Look, watch out for su ending, su, shi, ku, gu endings trying to be i, and not the trader actually follows the most common. I get to that later. And the mubu endings, and of course nu, but it's not that common. So nomu nomu nonde, using nomu as the reference point. And the number 4, most common again is the most common, but you don't want to ignore pattern 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's that. Right, and then of course we left iku alone for a while. Let's get back to this one. I'm sorry. Okay, so iku is a trader. I know, sorry for treating you as a trader, but it's just it makes it easier for teaching. So iku, yeah, even though this one has ku, just like this, but again, it doesn't follow the same kugu trying to be e pattern, because iku, to go, is too easy going that wants to follow the most common pattern. Okay, that's how I teach. Okay, iku is a trader, but the trader is actually very easy going that the trader wants to follow the most common. Okay, so most common pattern can get rid of this entirely. Iku, so ku goes away, and replace it with little tsu and te, so itte. Okay, itte again, and if you wanna get to the past tense, itta is the past tense, so itta. So if you say Nihon ni itta, I went to Japan. Okay, Nihon ni itta. Okay, so that's that. All right, let's see. Good. I hope you're not tired. I mean, I'm the one who is supposed to be tired, huh? Okay, one second. Let me just get some tea. I wasn't even drinking any tea. All right. So. Oh, I'm just highlighting everything. Great. Let's go to the negative form. Okay, let's go here. Here we go. So negative, of course, as you can see, it's casual. And then very important to know that the knife form isn't, it has nothing to do with te ta. Okay, so like a separate thing. You don't want to continue from here. They don't overlap. Okay, some people kind of keep going and they go like hanashita nai and like hanashita nakata, and then that's a very common mistake. So that's why I put a nice outline here to show you that those two are kind of independent. Okay, it's good to learn them together, but they don't overlap with other things. Okay, right. So negative form, I say nai. Okay, but again, I keep saying this, you have to know the dictionary form. Okay, because you go back here, hanasu, u. Okay, hanasu, U vowel sound. U to a. Conversion. Hanasu. U to a. So hanasanai. Hanasanai. Okay. Hanasu. U. Know your dictionary form. And then do the u to a conversion. This is why I keep saying, if you don't know the dictionary form, you just cannot conjugate it. Sorry, you can't conjugate anything. Unless you just want to memorize one by one. That's gonna take forever. And you need to have a system. You have to have a system, and you kind of have to be smart, So it works the same way here. So kaku u vowel sound to a. U to a conversion. Kaku u to a. Kakanai. Okay, kakanai. I don't write, or I'm not going to write. Okay, so u to a. So let's go here. So oyogu u. Exact same thing. U to a. So oyogu u changes to, so oyogu, sorry, let me show you. Oyogu u to a, so oyoganai. Okay, oyoganai. So that's that. And one more thing. Let's see. Okay, we go. U. Have u. Utau. Okay, has u. How does it change? How does it change to the negative form, negative nai form? So if you're trying to do the a nai, it kind of sounds weird. So if you go utau u to a, utanai, it's not gonna sound right. So we're gonna change it to utawanai. Okay, utawanai. And then this goes to any u ending verbs. Of course, because I don't have enough space here, I'm not gonna list every single u ending ones. But verbs like au to to meet someone, or to see someone, has u, or kau to buy has u, and they will belong to this. You will change it like this. Okay, so let me go to the list. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, okay. So let's go to some u and so yeah, here we go. So if you see this, kau, u, it's ending with u itself. If you're trying to do ana, it's gonna sound weird. If you go like kana, it's gonna sound weird. So we change it to kawanai. Okay, and let's see. Iu, to say, to tell. Iu, iwa, it's gonna sound weird. So iwa, iwanai. Okay, and of course, any other u verbs. Let's see. Aruku. Okay, aruku. U to aruka, arukanai. Arukanai is the nai form. And here we go. Again, iku. U to nai, ikanai, negative. I'm not going, or I don't go. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here we go. Kaeru. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, kaeru. So it has eru. It sounds like a ru verb, but unfortunately, this is one of the exceptions, meaning that it's an u verb. Okay, so it will conjugate like other u verbs too. And let's take a look. So if you want to do the nai form, you look at the ru, u to a. So kaeranai. Okay, kaeranai is the nai form. Okay, and let's see. What else? Shinu to die. Shinanai is the nai form. Okay, here we go. Okay, so shiru. Okay, again, another exception actually. Because, okay, let's see. It has shiru, so iru. Sounds like a ru verb, but again, it's actually one of the exceptions. Shiru, to know. Okay, and that means, okay, it will conjugate like u verbs. And if you want to figure out the nai form, It's nai, remember? So shiru, u. Always go from the dictionary form and not from the muscle form, because it's not going to make any sense. Okay? Shiru, u to shira, shiranai. Okay? I'm sure you've heard of this word. I mean, this, word, shiranai. I don't know. Okay? So that's that. Hope it makes sense. All right, let's go back. Sorry, I can't really go to the chat right now. I'll get back to the chat later, okay? Because a lot of people are gonna check out the archive. So we go back. Let me see. I have to switch my screens a lot, so sorry about that. Let me see. There we go. So yeah, right now, okay, so we were talking about the nai form, negative nai, okay? I hope this makes sense. And again, nai, nakatta, okay? Nai, nakatta conversion is 100%. It's very consistent. So once you figure out the nai form, nomanai, in this case, nai, nai changes to nakatta, and if it's in the past tense, of course it's gonna be past negative. I didn't drink. Okay, nomanakatta. Okay, so nai nakatta conversion is always 100%. Okay, just like what we did here. Remember, lu verbs. We did the nai nakatta conversion already. Okay, so it's always 100%. Let's go back. Yeah, so once you get the nai form, buy one get one free. Another buy one get one free. Okay, freebies here. So nai changes to nakatta. Okay, nomanakatta. So even like so if you go here for utau, remember u ending is gonna be wa nai. So utawanai here. And once you figure out the nai form, buy one get one free. So nai always changes to nakatta, meaning utawanakatta is the past negative. Okay, so it's like a puzzle game. It's not meant to be like exhausting or anything. It's just more like playing a game. That's how it should be. Okay, I don't want it to be like annoying, or I want to make learning more fun. Okay, so that's that. And the good news is that we already know this. Of course, it takes the muscle stem. We already got the muscle stem here, so we will just use it here for everything. Okay, so that's that. Let me just get some tea. I'm so thirsty. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the next thing. Okay, exceptions. Okay, so I want to talk about the exceptions. Okay, I'd say exceptions are verbs, even though they do sound like verbs. Okay, as I said, it's not 100%. Okay, just going back here. Okay, so iru, eru endings are highly likely to be verbs, but again, it's not 100%, meaning that we have some exceptions. And don't worry, we don't have many. Exceptions. Right now, it's only 6, and if you go up one level, there will be always like 1 or 2, but not many. Okay, that makes it super easy. Okay, so hashiru. Okay, hashiru is to run. Kaeru is to go back. Hairu, to enter. Iru, to need. Shiru, to know. And I just selected something else. Kiru, to cut. Okay, how do you remember these things? Okay, all right, I made a little story for you. Okay, story time. Oh, sorry, I just highlighted everything. Sorry. So right here, sorry. I wanted to go here. So this is the like a little story about a nervous hairdresser. Okay, so imagine you're gonna have to visualize what I'm gonna say. Okay, the nervous hairdresser enters. Enter is 入る. Okay, enters the hair salon because she needs to know how to cut hair. So that's already like enter, need, and to know, and cut. That's already 4. Okay, the nervous hairdresser enters the hair salon because she needs to know how to cut hair. Okay, but her tools are at home, so she goes back home running. Imagine that. Okay, imagine that story. The nervous hairdresser enters the hair salon because she needs to know how to cut hair, but her tools are at home, so she goes back home running. Okay, that's all the verbs I listed here. Okay, so first, the reason why I didn't write this story in Japanese is that if you look at a verb like this, いる, いる to need, and we also have いる to be or to exist, which belongs to this group, right? So if I use like いる and 着る and so on and so forth, it makes it really confusing to remember what's what. Okay, that's actually the very reason why I didn't write the story in Japanese. Okay, so then you will know what's included in the exception. Okay, so once you know what's included in the story, then you go ahead and learn the equivalent Japanese. Okay, so let's go to the battlefield again. Let me see. Bear with me. Okay, we go here looking at the list again. So now it's easier. Okay, I'll show you why. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. So if you look at here, 走る has いる sounds like a lu verb, but if you look at the definition, run. Is it in the story? Yes. The nervous hairdresser enters the hair salon because she needs to know how to cut hair, but her tools are at home, so she goes back home running. 走る. Yeah, it's an exception, meaning that this is an u verb. Okay, that's how you figure out. Let's see. What else? Let me see. There we go again. 知る has いる sounds like a do verb already, but if you look at this definition, is it in the story? Yes. The nervous hairdresser, blah 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 blah. She needs to know how to cut hair. Okay, remember? So this is an u verb, so you have to conjugate it just like an u verb. So 知る る to e, so 知ります知りました知りません知りませんでした and te form takes the this one takes the most common, so 知って知った ta form, and ない知らない知らなかった知りたい I want to know. Okay, that's how we conjugate it. Nice. Right, let's see. Oh, here we go. Very good examples. Here. So if you see 切る and 切る, okay? So right now you don't really need to know the kanji, okay, yet, but you're like, I'm so confused. it says kiru and kiru. Obviously, the kanji, both of them are different. But if you look at the definition, kiru, this one is to cut. And kiru, this one is to wear. To put on something, like put on like a jacket, things like that. Okay, and both of them have, iru and like, which one's which? Remember, to cut is in the story. Okay, the novice hairdresser, yeah, she needs to know how to cut hair. Okay, she needs to know how to cut hair. So kiru, that it belongs to u verbs. Okay, so then the conjugation should go, so u vowel to e for master stem, so kiri, kirimasu, kirimashita, kirimasen, kirimasen deshita. Te form, if you look at this, no pattern 1, 2, 3 meanings, most common, so kitte, kitta, past tense. And the nai form, so u to a, kiranai, kiranakatta, nai nakatta, conversion, buy one get one free. And going back to the master stem, kiri, so kiritai, I want to cut. Okay, like cut my hair, so on and so forth. But on the other hand, kiru, to wear, to put on, has iru, and it's not one of the exceptions, because to wear something is not in the story. Okay, so then you know that this is a ru verb, kiru. So then what you do, get rid of that, keep the stem. Remember, so stem, you keep the stem does not change. So kimasu, not kirimasu, don't get confused. This one takes kirimasu, but this one, the masu form, keep that and attach masu. So kimasu, kimashita, kimasen, kimasen deshita, kite, kita, kinai, kinakatta, kitai, isn't it? So they conjugate differently. Okay, so and then that will pretty much answer, iru here and iru here too. We kind of talked about it, but it kind of explains why they conjugate differently. Okay, iru is to need. Remember, to need. This is a typo, I think. Need. She needs to know how to cut hair. It's in the story, but on the other hand, iru, to be, to exist, is not in the story. Okay, meaning that iru is a ru verb, so you conjugate this guy as other ru verbs, but iru to be, iru to need, is in the story, meaning that you conjugate this just like other u verbs. So irimasu, okay, irimasu, irimashita, irimasen, irimasen deshita, itte, itta, iranai, iranakatta. And we don't have iritai because it's weird to say I want to need. That's weird. Okay, and of course this one conjugates differently since it's it's a ru verb. So then you get rid of ru and keep the stem, which is e, and you go imasu, imashita, imasen, imasen deshita, ite, ita, inai, inakatta, itai. Itai will be I want to be, not like painful. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back. I know it's a lot to talk about, but I just kind of want to get it done, so it makes things easier for you. Let me see, go back, here we go. Let me see, I need to change my screen too. Okay, here we go. I'm so thirsty. Nice green tea. 美味しい. And so that's that. So that's how you deal with the exceptions. Okay, very important to memorize the exceptions, because it's actually related to how to identify ru verbs too. So okay, I hope I haven't missed anything. So far it looks fine. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to the next section. It's almost over. Okay, great. So still we are dealing with verbs. Okay, as I said, it's the biggest group. Okay. So and then what's this guy doing? So, aru. Okay, aru. This is a little bit weird one. Okay. Aru. Okay. Obviously, it doesn't have iru eru. Already sounds like a it's an verb, right? And of course, just taking a quick look here, suru, kuru, okay, they are irregular, but aru is not one of them. So meaning that aru is an verb, okay? And so then, how does it change? Let's just conjugate this, as usual. So, aru, dictionary form. Always know your dictionary form first in order to figure out how they conjugate. Okay, aru. So we already know that it's an verb. So let's go. Let's take it from here. So u to e conversion to get the mas stem, right? So arimasu, arimashita, arimasen, arimasen deshita. Let's skip and then go to aritai, aritai. Okay, so that's easy. And let's go to the te form. Te form, let's, we need to know the four patterns. And if you look here, aru, ru, doesn't have su, doesn't have ku, doesn't have mu, bu. So of course the most common, get rid of that and attach little to te, so atte, okay? And of course ta is the past. And so yeah, it seems like everything is fine up to now, but then let's see what happens here. Okay, so negative nai form is just simply nai. Okay, we don't say aranai, we just keep it simple and then just say nai. Okay, it's not that complicated, just simply aru's negative form, casual negative form, is simply nai. We don't say aranai. Well, that's okay, it makes it easier. So nai, again, nai always changes to nakatta. Buy one, get one free still applies here. Just remember that aru, to be or to exist, negative, nai, negative is always nai. That's it. Okay, don't make it too complicated here. And we already talked about that one, so that's fine. And let's go to the next one. What about tsu? Tsu ending. Tsu, ha. If I try to do like tsu and en, it's gonna sound ugly. So let me show you what this is. Okay. So if you think about let me type it for you. Okay, typing. Okay, so if you think about the hiragana chart, let me see. So ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Okay, all right. Of course, it applies to anything. So let me see. I'll just pick a random line here. So let me see. Sashisu. Okay. So and let me just pick another one. Okay, let me just pick kakikukeko. Okay, so here we go. It just picked some hiragana lines from the hiragana chart to explain what I'm gonna talk about. Okay, so for the case of tsu ending verbs like matsu or motsu. Okay, and so on and so forth. Matsu, motsu, tatsu, and so on and so forth. And you'll be like, hey, how do I conjugate this one? If I try to do u to e, it's gonna get a little bit ugly. So in that case, we're gonna take a different approach. Basically, you'll be using what's listed here. You don't need these two yet. When you wanna expand conjugation to to the potential form or to the volitional form and things like that. Of course you need to use these later, but for now you'll be only using 立ちつ. And then that actually the same thing actually goes to other ones too, but especially just to save time, I'm gonna just talk about these. Okay, so 待つ. Okay, if you want to do the masu form, it's gonna sound weird because 待ち is gonna sound weird, so we're gonna just borrow that. Okay, so 待ちます. And of course it keeps going. 待ちます、待ちました、待ちません、待ちませんでした. And the T form, same as usual. Think about the 4 patterns. It takes the most common. So 待って is the T form. 待った the past tense. And あない will be this. So また、待たない. Not 待った but we say 待たない. And 待たなかった and 待ちたいます stem again. That's how we conjugate it. And why did I not really talk about this technique for other ones? So for example, if you pick like 書く, you can actually do the same thing too. Like, 書く, I want to go to い, 書きます. Yeah, it's key right there. 書きます、書きました、書きません、書きませんでした、書いて、書いた。And 書かない、書かない、か is right here. Why did I not use that? It's just because it takes one extra step. Okay, I want to save your time, so that's why I didn't introduce this or like hiragana chart technique, because it takes one more step and you don't have time to do that when you're talking. Okay, but for like つ ending, okay, that's a little bit weird. That's why you kind of have to use 立ちつてと. You don't need てと for now. Okay, you only need 立ちつ when you're conjugating つ ending. Okay, つ ending verbs. Okay. So let me just go back. Hope that makes any sense. Here we go. Here we go. So yeah, I'm here again. つ ending. It's not just for matsu, of course. This applies to any 2 ending ones. And if you go straight to like u to e, it's gonna sound weird. So you'll be using the hiragana chart. So the second is chi, ta chi. So machi, machimasu, machimashita, machimasen, machimasen deshita. And in te form again, we still follow the 4 patterns. So the te form, if you look here again, the most common, so matte, matta, and the negative form nai is, of course, it's weird to go to like to or matsa. It's weird, so we're gonna use ta chi tsu, and then ta mata nai is the nai stem, so mata nai, mata nakatta, I didn't wait, and goes back to the masu stem. Okay, machitai. Okay, so that's that. Okay, hope it makes sense. I know it's a bit, it might be a little bit too much, but as you practice, it will make more sense. Okay. Right. So I could keep going, but let me just finish it off. Well, like I'll just go through these ones, and then I'll look at the chat. Okay, because it's better to just kind of keep it going. So let's go. Here, the last one, the last group is super easy. Okay, so let's look at the irregular. Irregular group is a group. Don't get confused. Don't get confused with the exceptions. Exceptions are verbs. Why do I call them exceptions? Because they have iru, eru, but not verbs. Okay, that's the only reason why I say exceptions. And if they are exceptions, then they are verbs. Okay, so that's that. Irregular group is, is another thing. Let's see, let's take a look here. We only have two. する to do something. Super common verb. And 来る only two verbs. 来る is to come. Okay, only two verbs. I say two verbs, but of course, する or 来る are always kind of combined with something else. Like here, if you see 勉強する is a verb too, but if you see する yeah, they will conjugate exactly the same as する. Okay. So let's talk about する. I have a little key phrase here, which is sushi. Again, we love sushi. In Japan, we eat a lot of sushi. Okay, sushi all the way. What does it mean? Okay, する. Okay, する changes to, this changes completely differently. Okay, so すし. You see that? She is the only stem from here. Okay, so する sushi, sushi all the way, sushi しますしましたしませんしませんでしたしてしたしないしなかったしたい sushi all the way, super easy. Okay. Okay, that's why I left the irregulars to the end, because it's super easy to figure out. Okay, so sushi all the way, that's easy. Okay. So that means, okay, if you pick this one, 勉強する, you will be only conjugating this part, する. Okay, so 勉強 will be always the same. So 勉強, let's change that. 勉強します。勉強しました。勉強しません。勉強しませんでした。Don't say this to me. 勉強しませんでした。I didn't study. I don't want to hear that. Okay? 勉強して、勉強した。Okay, I want to hear this. 勉強した。I studied. Yeah. And 勉強しました and 勉強した Okay, that's what I want to hear. And 勉強しない I don't study or I'm not gonna study. Okay, don't say this to me. Okay, I'll be hurt. I'll cry. And past negative, I didn't. So if you say 勉強しなかった I didn't study. Okay, maybe you were busy. That's fine when you're busy in doing other things. I understand. Okay, and したい I wanna. So if you say 勉強したい I wanna study. Okay, that's good. All right, so that's that. So I'm listing some verbs, as you can see, that take する. Of course, there are more. Of course, there's like so many more, but I'm listing, very useful ones here. Okay, so you'll be just only conjugating this part. Okay, so 仕事する. Okay, that's a very common one, isn't it? 仕事する to work. So 仕事, and if you want to say 仕事, 仕事した I worked. 仕事しました I worked. But this is polite. Okay, so that's that. Super easy. And that's me saying 頑張って. Right? You will get this file. Okay, I will make it. I'll make a link so you can download it. Okay. So I guess right now you might be like, oh gosh, this is so much. It will make sense maybe when you watch it again. Okay. I'm keeping everything very consistent. I'm not changing terms. I'm very consistent. So when you watch this again, hopefully you'll understand better. Okay, so that's that. So let me I'm so scared to go to the chat now because I'm sure it's got a lot. So let me just go and then face it. I will face it. Okay, one sec. Okay, let me see. What did I miss? Okay. How much am I going back? So what is the telephone? Yeah, I looked at that one. One sec. I'm just going back to the chat. I might not say I'm not I don't really have time to go through everything, but I'm gonna just quickly go through yeah, Zerain, and well, everyone's talking, that's good. Yeah, Patrick was saying the T form, you are getting the T form from the muscle form. Yeah, that's not the right way. So if you follow my method, it should be more straightforward. Peppermint san, T can use with ta to 食べてた. Yes and no. 食べていた, it's actually not the ta form itself. Okay, 食べてた. Let me just get the notes. I'm just going back. Here we go. The ta form I'm talking about is just simply let me see. Okay, so if you say 食べた, let me just compare. So I ate. Of course, that's I ate. Let me just make it into again, since we love sushi so much, sushiを食べた. I ate sushi. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so I'm using the ta form and it's casual and it's a past tense, so I'm saying I ate sushi. Okay, and the difference between, let me see. So Peppermint san was like, okay, let me just put this in gray. So that's that. So here, I have the te form. Why? Because this is called, what's it called? The past continuous. What is past continuous? Let me show you. Let's put this. Okay. Before understanding the past continuous, you want to understand the present continuous. Present continuous is being. In this case, I'm talking about action happening now. I'm eating sushi. Okay, so this is present continuous or present progressive. Okay, so when you say I'm eating, being, I'm eating sushi, you are talking about action happening now. And in English, it's present continuous. Okay, of course, English present continuous has so many other things you can do. But here, I'm just talking about action happening now. Okay, just to keep it simple. Of course, in Japanese, we have this te form plus iru used for many different things too. But right now, okay, just I want to compare with this and of course, to that. So I'm going to only stick to present continuous. If you don't understand what present continuous means right now, think about this. Action is happening right now. I'm eating sushi right now, for example. Okay? So, 寿司を食べている. What is it? Look at the te form. Te form plus いる. Te いる. Again, I mentioned that te form is used for many different things. And this is one of them. Okay? I'm using te いる. Of course, you can use te います as well if you learned it that way. I'm going to just save your time by just only, I'm going to use the, short form or casual right now. So te form plus いる. This is the Japanese present continuous form. Okay? to talk about action happening now. We use it for many different things too. Okay? And oftentimes we skip this. So 食べてる is also very common too. But that's really confusing for many learners. So I put E here. Okay? But it's very common to just skip it. So 寿司を食べている and 寿司を食べてる are the same things. Okay? The same thing basically. Okay? And 寿司を食べていた or 食べてた, what is it? This is basically the past of that. So I was. So this is past continuous. I was eating sushi. So if you are familiar with English grammar, I am very familiar because I actually do teach English too. So this is, of course, it's past continuous. Past continuous is different from the past tense. Past simple, in this case in English, this is called the past simple. It's something happened, okay? That's past simple. But past continuous in English is something was happening, and that's what this is. 寿司を食べていた makes more sense if you align it with 寿司を食べている or 食べてる I'm eating sushi, which is present continuous action happening now. If you want to switch this into the past, meaning if you want to change present continuous to the past continuous, very simple. I show you what this is. The reason why I wrote ている is that this part conjugates exactly the same as る verbs as well. Okay? Whoa. Meaning, you will conjugate this just like る verbs. Okay? So meaning that いる る verb, past tense, keep that, and いた, isn't it? Makes sense, right? So that's how you do it. So if you want to actually make this into negative, meaning like present continuous negative, I'll just copy this to this. And since, 1 second, let me just put this back. 食べてない. Okay. No, everything's gray. There you go. So yeah, so like, if you say 寿司を食べてない or 食べていない, I'm not eating sushi, which is actually different from the simple ない form. Okay, this is present continuous negative. Does that make any sense? Okay, ない is just simply a suffix to make it into negative. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I know, like I could I could make it complicated, but I try not to. Okay. All right. So let me go back to the chat. Okay. There we go. Urian. So basically check. Yeah, I went through that one. Conjugation is always writing. Writing with hiragana or the existing kanji for them. Conjugation. Eduardo, that's a very good question. Let me see. Let me answer that question now. Give me a sec. Let me just go back to the chart. Okay. So here we go. Right. For of course I made this file for beginners. Okay. So obviously I didn't use kanji. I mean, like I'm showing you some kanji here and there, but I wrote everything, pretty much everything in hiragana, just to show you, how they change. Because as soon as you see kanji, you'll be like, oh, I don't wanna deal with it. Okay, so Eduardo, let me show you. So if you wanna actually use kanji for this one, okay, let me show you. Okay, let me just go to my notes. So feel free to use kanji. 食べます、食べました、食べません, so on and so forth. You know? You see. Yeah. This is already written in kanji. So 食べる. Yeah? And since we're just getting rid of that and keeping this, okay? You know, for ru verbs, this is gonna stay the same. So, you know, 食べ part, this part will be always written in kanji if you know kanji. I didn't write it in kanji just to make it easier for you guys, for you to read, okay? So, and in the case of, let me see, if you get, okay, let me see, 行く, for example, 行く, let me just to use a phonetic. Okay, it's small, but I'm sure you can read it. So 行く to go. It's an u verb, isn't it? And since this part is written in kanji, the masu is, you know, this one is in kanji. 行きます. Okay, and 行きました、行きません、行きませんでした, and so on and so forth. And a te form will be 行って、行った, so on and so forth. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Right. So that's that. Let me see. Zeren. Yeah, kanji is just the stem, never the conjugation. Right. Yes. I just have to go back. Sorry. I'm so like behind. I'm sorry. Yeah. Gosh, I just, let me see. I can't find it. I may just go backwards. Sorry. What's the latest one? Patrick, Yurian, I'm surprised that 1 is useful. I always thought of it as silly fun. I wasn't following that. Let me see. Let me try to go back to the previous chat. Sorry, I couldn't go through everything. Let me see. One sec. I think I'm there. One sec. Indoor pool, Zeren, yes. You could always swim there. Let me see. Yes, it's Silverado. You're here, good. Thai is like a subjunctive. Thai. Thai form is just a Thai form. I want to. So like if you want to say I want to eat sushi, sushi, you can use 2 different particles. One is sushi o 食べたい or 寿司が食べたい. Okay. Patrick. Oh, so I got it right. Once you figure out the te form, you just swap te to, yeah, right. You got it right, Patrick. That's right. Yes. Yeah. I'm not I can't go through everything, but I'm gonna just go, yeah. Boink. Patrick. Go to half kind of exception jail. I know. Yes. Okay, Yurian, good. Everyone's okay so far. It looks fine. Okay, iku is built different, right? Yeah, like one thing I've got to say is that, like, of course, you know, Japanese is pretty regular compared to, you know, other languages, and we do have, you know, some weird things every now and then, like iku or aru, or, you know, so on and so forth. It's just because these ones actually, you know, get used a lot. So that means, like, if something gets used a lot, you expect, like, oh, there might be something very unusual about it. Okay. So let's see. let me see. Zering. Remember it that I could be weird, so it gets mashed together. I mean, ite. Yeah, iku. The te form is ite. I just like treat it as a trader because it's a bit easier. And Irian, the infamous die, yes. And Eduardo, need to process everything. I know. I can quickly go through, once after, maybe after reading the chat. Don't worry. Once you like watch this, hopefully, it's not too bad. Okay, I'll give you the file. I give you the link to the list of verbs and things like that. I'll give you all the resources, so you'll be able to process it. Okay. Urian, I'm learning a lot. Won't remember everything, but it's a nice start point. Yeah, right. It will make more sense later. Okay. nom de, right. Jess, ohayo. Sorry, I'm so late to get to your message. Ohayo, zering, to nom is to eat in English, right? Is drink. Yeah, right. So like for nom de, imagine like you're like drinking a smoothie, nom, or like a boba or something. Okay. So that's that. And then let me see. Eduardo, take conjugation or how to learn. Apparently, yes, but with the correct steps, it's not hard. Okay. May, here, os. You're in the house. Good to see you here. I love freebies. Who doesn't? I know. Everyone loves freebies. I know. Patrick, let me see. So kairu isn't it because it's a part of this time. Let me just read. Okay, let me see. Because the e is a part of the stem as is in the kanji, not in the conjugation. Now I wonder if there are fake iru verbs that have the e in the stem, but not in hiragana. Okay, let me see. I guess let me show you. Okay, I will just type it. Let me see. Get to Patrick's question. Okay. So, of course, again, for beginners, I didn't write kanji. I'm not using kanji here, but of course the kanji for kaeru is a bit too advanced for beginners. In the beginning, you'll be just learning this word, kaeru. Of course, we have some other verbs with kaeru too, but for this level, kaeru, to go back or to return, is this kaeru. Okay, so obviously, sorry, kaerimasu. So yeah, the muscle form will be kaerimasu. And kairimashita, kairimasen, kairimasen deshita, and the te form will be kaete for that. Okay. Yep. There you go. So, yes, but for beginners, what I suggest is, let me switch the page. Okay, verb conjugation right there. Okay, I know, okay, let's go here. Right, so for, if you are not familiar with kanji yet, you don't have to worry about difficult kanji. Okay, but if the kanji looks easy enough, learn it together. Okay, if this looks challenging to you right now, forget it for now. Just learn the hiragana version of it. Okay, but the conjugation will be exactly the same anyway, because you'll be saying aimasu, aimashita, aimasen, aimasen deshita, blah 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 blah, and when it's written in kanji, you will definitely know what to do. So don't worry about it. Okay. So if you think that okay, the kanji, okay, for iku, okay, that's easy enough for me, and okay, I'll just learn it together. Iku, great. Okay. So then if you think that the kanji for ireru is easy, learn it together. But if you think that that's too hard, forget it. Just learn this. It's fine. Because when you learn kanji later, you know, you will be automatically figuring out like how it's written anyway. Okay? So don't worry too much about it. Right. So let's see. Let me go back to the chat. Okay. Hope that answers my question. Yeah, May, mnemonics for the win. Yes. Nice story, kind of relatable. Yes. May, does the mnemonic work with the intransitive transitives pairs like hashiraseru? Hashiraseru is causative. So causative. Okay, hashiraseru is it's a causative form. So it's not intransitive or transitive. Will be conjugated like hashiru. Here I'm not you know, since this, you know, causative forms for like more kind of like N4, you know, level, I'm not including causatives or passives, okay, for this, because then that's gonna be, you know, too overwhelming. Okay, so may intransitive and intransitive verbs and transitive verbs, you kind of have to memorize the pair, but there are some tips, there are some tricks that I can introduce, but I'm not gonna show you today because I think that's gonna be too much for this stream. But maybe in the future I will talk about intransitive verbs and transitive verbs very soon. But right now it will be just too much for, you know, learners. So maybe when we have like a, you know, different class focused on, you know, intransitives and transitives, yes, I can explain, and I'll show you some you know, cheat codes and tips and tricks for that. Okay, but hashiraseru is not you know, it's not, you know, intransitive or transitive. I mean, if you can say like kodomo o hashiraseru, yeah, it sounds like a transitive verb, but hashiraseru aseru is actually causative. You make somebody run. Okay, so my lunch is you came here now. Okay, happy birthday. I made the birthday announcement earlier. You're here. Hello. My lunch is has a birthday today. So everyone, you know, please send my lunches some nice messages in the chat. Okay. So let's see, Patrick. I guess Iru answered. Okay. Okay, answers your question. Good. Frogman, sorry I'm late today. I'll catch up on the stream tomorrow. Good. Do I have a stream tomorrow? I don't. Oh, I see. I get it. Okay. You're gonna watch it later. That's what you meant. Sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, like I'm glad you made it. So I'm happy that you're here at least. And Yurian, irregular brings back PTSD, right? Patrick, the good thing is that suru and kuru are very common. Oh yeah, I forgot to sorry, I forgot to cover kuru. Sorry, I'll get to that later. Okay, so whether you like it or not, you have to learn them because you see them a lot. Right. You're right. Yurian, it wasn't that bad. I told you. Irregular verbs in Japanese are super nice compared to irregular verbs in English, right? Absolutely right. Yurian, yes, I do have a headache. I hope your headache goes away. Don't worry. Take a deep breath. Okay, you can go back to the replay archive. You know, you can stop anytime and digest it. Okay. Urian, it is a lot to digest, but eventually will make sense. Yes. Patrick, yeah, it's a headache when you learn it for the first time. Yes, it gets easier with time. You're absolutely right. Yes. Eduardo, don't worry. I just condensed like hours and hours and hours of study time into this. So of course it feels like, it's overwhelming and a lot, but once you kind of take time, and take step by step, it gets so much easier. Okay. But let me know. Okay, if something is not clear, of course I can always clarify later. Okay, yeah, Patrick. Okay, yeah, you're welcome. Urian, learning programming from scratch is way worse. I understand. I lost you. Sorry. Yeah, the chat keeps updating, so I sometimes have to scroll back. Let me see. Let me see. It's a headache. I know it's a headache. But you made the choice to learn Japanese, so yeah, been there, done that, Patrick. Yes. Urian, it's really straightforward. Thank you. And Patrick, the eating of sushi exists. Yes. I'm eating sushi now. Great, enjoy. The eating is, yeah, okay. See, sorry, I love the stupid one-to-one translations that doesn't make much sense. Urian, I do that to English to my little brother. It's more visual, right? I'm surprised that one-to-one is useful. I always thought of it as silly fun. Translating like one-to-one, sometimes in Japanese it doesn't work. So sometimes you kind of have to take it as a whole, and this is how they say it. So I'm not gonna analyze. I'm not gonna chop them up and like analyze one by one. Sometimes you kind of have to see the bigger picture instead of analyzing too much. Of course, sometimes I like to analyze things, but in Japanese some things actually don't make any sense, and even like linguists have no answers to certain grammar points. So sometimes you kind of have to learn as it is and take it as it is. Okay. I hope that clarifies it. Okay, let me see. Where was I? Yeah, I know. I'm hungry now. Like Patrick eating sushi. For brain breaking, I love to translate sumimasen as not living in a place. Yeah, sumimasen is from yeah, it's from sumanai. Sumu. Yeah, it's a different verb. It's a different verb. Okay. I'm not gonna really like cover. I can't cover that right now. But Saito, prefer learning the kanji right away. Yeah, everyone's different. So the sooner I get used to how it's written in the wild, the better. I know, like some people are capable of learning kanji right from the beginning, but for some students they find it difficult to kind of learn kanji, so everyone's different, and if you want to learn kanji from the beginning, if it works for you, it's great, but for many beginners, it's a little bit intimidating, and it's okay to take time when you're learning kanji. Okay, and Eduardo, I started with kanji and I can recognize some of them. Conjugations are complicated. Don't worry, it's not complicated. Let me see, Patrick. I have love-hate relationship with kanji. I love it when I'm able to read it, but I hate it when I can't read it. I know. That's how it is. It gets better as you go. Urian, I'll forget about kanji for now. Yes, that's okay. That's okay. Perfectly fine for now. Royce, have you considered teaching on a service like Italki? It's a secret. Okay. Good point. But I already have a lot of private students, and I cannot take any more new students. That's why I'm here. Okay. The birthday protagonist is here now. Happy birthday, right? Peppermint, I think what you learn Japanese for also indicates how you learn Japanese too. Yeah, start learning what you will use for is a good direction. Yes, I agree. Yeah, like as Peppermint-san says, if you think it's too much for you right now, don't learn it right now. If you think, oh, it might be useful for me later, learn it. So that, the same thing goes for like kanji, same thing goes for vocab. But for grammar like this, you need it, okay? You need it to, make any sense, basically. You need it for understanding, the language. So even though this might, give you a headache, I'm sorry, the headache will go away, okay? Let me see. May deleted her message, his or her message. I download this sheet and will check it. Yes, Yurian, I'm so impressed because you're busy, but you still want to be here. Like, thank you. I know the stream is going long, and but you're constantly checking it. I do appreciate it. So I'll make the file available for everyone to download later, okay? I can't do it right now, but give me like maybe half an hour or something after the stream. Okay, Saito, direct one-to-one translations are the best, in my opinion. It teaches you the way the language and the thought patterns work. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't, especially in Japanese. Some, let's say, like verbs in English, let's say to like, it's a verb in English, but in Japanese, to like, well, we don't really have it. So, ski is a na adjective. So sometimes, it gets really confusing. So sometimes it's fine to use like one-to-one, translating, one-to-one, but eventually you'll be dropping that and start to understand the language as a whole. Okay. Let me see. Let me just quickly. Me preferring kanji isn't because I'm capable. I struggle, but I feel like knowing a word in hiragana doesn't help if everyone writes it in kanji all the time. I know. Yes. Zaito, if you wanna learn kanji and if you can and do it. I know it's a lot of it will take a lot of time and it's not easy, but if you can, that's great. If you can't, it's still okay. You'll be still able to do it. Peppermint san, for me to understand people speak Japanese, kanji isn't priority, but conjugation is very important. It is, yes. Kanji is, of course, it's important when you read, and also if you want to make sentences, if you're writing everything in hiragana, it looks actually more it looks weird. So it actually makes it difficult to read. So that's why we use kanji. Okay, let me just look at Yurian. I like learning new things, even though I procrastinate a lot. And Japanese is something I want to learn because I like the country and will eventually travel to visit it. Yes, great. I know. The most important thing is to enjoy it. You don't wanna suffer. You don't wanna you don't want to have a hard time when you're learning a new skill like Japanese. You want to enjoy it. Of course it's not going to be easy, but it's just like the same thing goes for like anything anything else, like sport or like learning an instrument, picking up the guitar. It's not going to be easy. I'm a guitarist, I know, but it's just like any other hobbies or skills, it's not gonna be easy. If it's easy, it's not gonna be interesting anymore. So, okay. So let me just go back to one thing that I didn't mention. I'm sorry, I got carried away. Let me see. Let me just go back here one more time. Sorry, I forgot one thing because I was like getting so thirsty. Okay, here I didn't cover this. Sorry. I was like, oh, I'm done. Like I'm not. Okay, so kuru. One more thing here. It's kuru. Kuru is one of the irregular verbs, and again, I have a mnemonic for it, which is cookies common. Is anybody? Can anybody speak German? Cookies common. Common. What's that? Okay, common. Common is to come in German, and it means cookies are coming. Why do I use that? Because if you see this ku, okay, ku, ki, isn't it? Ku, ki. Okay, careful, it's not kukimasu, it's kimasu. Okay, kimasu, kimashita, kimasen, kimasen deshita. You get to keep ki, ku, ki for a while. So 来ます来ました来ません来ませんでした来て来た but this changes. Okay, the nai form takes a different stem. It changes to ko. 来ない来なかった Okay, that's why I say cookies comment for to come in German. Cookies common. So 来ます来ました来ません来ませんでした来て来たない changes to ko. Cookies common. Cookies goes for a while, and then here ko. 来ない again, buy one get one free. ない changes to なかった来なかった。He didn't come, she didn't make it, and 来たい so again, must stem plus たい Okay, so that's cookies coming. Sorry, I completely forgot about this one. Sorry, should have covered this one, but it's included in the file, and I'm still talking about it right now, so it should be fine. Okay, I'm a human being. Anyway, so it's getting too long. I know everyone's like, oh, I've got a headache. I need to go. Fine. Okay, let me just like go back. Okay, let me see. Patrick, 裏にはyou say 裏には鶏がいる right? I think, yeah. Ich hoffe, die Cookies kommen in meinen Mund. Yeah, okay. I used to speak some German, but I forgot everything. Mein Deutsch ist sehr schlecht. My German is really bad. Ich kann nur ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. I can only speak a little bit of German, but I forgot most of it. Okay, Urian, it's Saturday and tomorrow is my free day, so I can stay up until late. Great. Okay, great. So I'm gonna stop here because I'm dying. Okay, but I loved having you all. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Okay, and I know Eduardo had a headache. I hope you feel better soon. Okay, just take a little break. Okay, and you can always go back to the archive, and you can download my files, and so I hope you had a good time. Okay, I had a good time. I'm a bit tired. But I'm gonna just like take a nap after this. So okay, so it's time to say goodbye. Okay, shall I go? All right, so thank you everyone. ありがとう。みんなありがとう。Okay, I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, you can always get back to me. You can make some comments. Eduardo, I'm good now. Food always help. Yes. Yeah, eat something nice. It was a fun stream. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, thank you for your active participation. It was very helpful. And I love to answer questions. Gutara Panda, arigato. And thank you, AI and Zaito. Thanks for the lesson. You're welcome. グータラパンダお疲れ様でした。ありがとうございます。Zerain, you can always cut clips out of the live stream. I know, yeah, I know. So that I don't have any weird things in the videos. I know. Yurian, thanks for the class, Sensei. See you on the next live stream. Yes, I hope to have a class or two, every weekend. But as you know, I'm still pretty new to live streaming, so I'm kind of figuring out and trying to improve. Hopefully in the future I will be able to stream more often to help you. Okay. And Pipamin-san, お疲れありがとう。and Patrick ありがとう。Eduard ありがとう。Zerain お疲れ。Thank you guys. ありがとう。So I'm going. Okay. Thank you so much. Talk to me. You can leave comments. You can, comment on Twitter, whatever. I wasn't using Twitter before, but I thought okay, maybe, it's a good idea to start using Twitter. You can find me on Twitter. I think I posted a link somewhere. Okay. And Peppermint-san, 次の配信楽しみです. Looking forward to the next stream. Yes, me too. Okay. お疲れ、Tyria, お疲れありがとう. Okay, I'm going. Alright, so take care. I'll see you next time. Okay, I'm sorry if I missed anything. I will always get back to you. Okay, if you remind me. Okay. Alright, so let me finish. I will say goodbye. See you next time. またね。ありがとう。